Right, shalom, shalom, which means peace in the Hebrew, or greetings, you feel me? But first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh. We do so by Hashem Yahushai, right? Yahweh, who the world may ignorantly call God, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly knows is Jesus Christ, right? So, it's Kazak Magun. I want to do a quick little video on this. A lot of the videos I do is from shit that I see on Facebook, and things that people believe about the Bible that ain't really in there. You feel me? So this another one. This little picture been going around talking about the pull-out method, talking about the Most High, is against brothers pulling out during sex, man. So we go get down to the bottom of it. The title of the labeling on the picture. It's talk about Genesis chapter 38. But the labeling on the picture is say, God killed Onan for pulling out and ejaculating on the ground instead of impregnating his brother's widow, right? It says, but they never taught us that in church. And then the caption say God is against withdrawal method, right? So they saying the Most High is against pulling out. They saying that the reason the Most High killed Onan was because he pulled out, and pulling out is a sin apparently. But we gonna get down to the bottom of it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Our people, we don't have no knowledge, man. We don't have no knowledge of these scriptures because the leaders of our people, man, they not teaching us the right things, right? Let's go to this real quick in Isaiah. All right, let me get the book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16, right? Isaiah 9 and 16, it say, for the leaders of this people caused them to err. Right? It say the leaders of our people cause us to err. Our leaders, who are supposed to be our leaders? The Christian pastors right now. The Christian pastors, they supposed to be leading the people, according to this word, because everybody is supposed to be governing themselves according to the Holy Bible. You feel me? And the main teachers that we supposed to have in the community are the pastors in the Christian church. But Christians, they don't know the Bible. Christians don't study the Bible. They don't understand the first thing that got to do with this Bible, So it said, for the leaders of our people, of this people, cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Right? So if you choosing to follow them, you gonna be destroyed along with them because they don't have no understanding, and they passing on that same method of not understanding unto you. And it's gonna be like Yahweh Shai said, it's the blind leading the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both of them go fall into the ditch, man. Right? So our people, man, we don't have no knowledge, man. We don't have no knowledge. Let me grab this and then we go get into it. All right. Let me go to the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, man. It's like I'm passing it up. All right. The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? We destroyed, us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And that knowledge ain't talk about the knowledge that you get in school. It's not talking about 2 + 2 = 4. It's not talking about, if Susie had this many chips and Brian came and ate this many chips out her bag, how many chips she got left. It's not talking about that kind of knowledge. It's talking about knowledge of the scriptures. It's talking about knowledge of the Lord, man. We have a lack of knowledge. What is real knowledge? Knowledge is the commandments, man. Right? Let's go to this. Let me grab this real quick to show what knowledge is. Let me see. Right, we're going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. We're going to go to the classic. Right? The book of Psalms, chapter 111 and verse 10. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. right? So a good understanding have all of us that do the commandments, right? That's the fear of the Lord, right? Now we're going to go to the book of Proverbs chapter 1, right? Because it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments, right? So that's how we get the knowledge, right? To prove that, we're going to go to the book of Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7, right? It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, right? So we just read in Psalms that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge, they go hand in hand, right? It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, right? And how do we fear the Lord? It says in Psalms, it said keeping the commandments, right? It says, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, right? It says, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. And your mother is wisdom, and your instruction, and the instruction of your father is the commandments of the Most High, right? So it says in the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6, it says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. What is that lack of knowledge? That's the lack of knowing the commandments. Knowing the commandments. We don't know the commandments of the Most High. And the reason that, the Most High killed Onan is because he didn't follow the commandments. He didn't keep it, So the Most High made an example out of Onan ass, It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because thou hast rejected knowledge. And don't nobody want the knowledge. Don't nobody want to follow after the laws of the Most High. We rejected it. We kind of, you feel me? Pretend it's a piece of paper. We kind of, that's what we do with the knowledge of the Most High. We rejected it. So what's happening? It says, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forsaken the law of thy God. Right? We forsook the law, which is what gives us the knowledge, which what gives us the wisdom and the understanding of the scriptures, which what gives us the understanding of how we should live in life, right? It say, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children, right? So, let's go to this real quick, man. Let's go ahead and get into it and see why the Most High killed Onan, right? I don't want this video to be over 15 minutes, but it might be, you feel me? It might be. We're going through the spirit. Right, let's go to Genesis chapter 38. Genesis chapter 38. And we're going to start at verse... we're going to start at verse... I'm going to start at verse 2. Right? I'm going to start at verse 1. Right, this Genesis 38 and 1. It says, and it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adullamite whose name was Hirah. Right, so Judah was the fourth son born of Jacob. Right, his name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, which mean Yahweh, the Most High God's name, should be praised. Means praise Yahweh. That's what the name of Judah means. Right. Majority of us African Americans, we come from the tribe of Judah, right? Judah was the biggest tribe. Judah is the head tribe of the southern kingdom, right? Judah is also the tribe where Yahweh Shah came from, right? Pertaining to Hebrews 7 and 14, I believe, right? It says, so Judah, it says, and it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brethren and turned into a certain Adullamite whose name was Hirah. So he went down and found him a little hottie. You feel me? He went down, found him a little girlfriend or whatever. It say he turned into her, and Judah saw that there a certain of Salakia. It says, and Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua. Right, so he found a daughter of a Canaanite named Shua. Like I said, he found a hottie. Right. It says, and he took her and went in unto her. Right, to go in unto somebody, meaning he had sex with this woman. You feel me? He kind of, you feel me? He crammed her, It says, and she conceived, meaning she got pregnant, right? It says, and bare a son, and he called his name right? So Judah's firstborn son name was right? Remember that. It says, and she conceived again, and bare a son, and she called his name Onan, right? So she got pregnant a second time, right? And they had another son named Onan, right? This is the same Onan who we just saw in the post, who they just wrote about in the post, saying that the Most High killed him for not pulling out. We go see why the Most High killed him, right? We go see the real reason. It says, Verse 5, Genesis 38 and 5. And she again conceived and bare a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Chezib when she bare him, right? So they had three sons, right? They had Onan, and Shelah, right? So verse 6, Genesis 38 and 6. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar, right? So Judah took a wife for right? He back then in the ancient world, your parents will find you a wife. Your parents would get your wife for you. Like that's called a betrothal or a betrothal, right? Your parents will basically get you engaged to a woman. You know, they'll work out some type of agreement where the families will come together, you know, and your son will marry his daughter, or your daughter will marry his son, you know, and that would, you know, bring y'all families together to create power, right? It says, and Judah took a wife for his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of Yahweh, and Yahweh slew him, right? So was going up. He wasn't keeping the commandments. So the Most High killed Judah's firstborn son, right? He killed him before he was able to have babies. Before he was able to have kids, Most High killed him for not keeping the commandments, you know, for being a wicked ass nigga. You know, probably out here backdooring his own homies, probably worshiping other gods. You know, ain't no telling what was doing. There's not no account, right? It says, and Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of Yahweh, and the Lord slew him. And Judah said unto Onan, right? So this is where we get the part for Onan at, right? It says, and Judah said unto Onan, is Genesis 38 and 8. And Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife. So Judah, the father, he was like, hey, you gotta marry your brother's wife, go in unto her, meaning have sex with her, get her pregnant to raise up seed unto your brother, right? It says, and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother, right? So that's what Judah had to do, right? Because this is written in the law. This is a law that we have to keep. If your brother dies before he has kids, then you got to take his wife. You got to take his wife, get her pregnant, and that baby, you know, that baby, you gotta basically name it after your brother, raise up seed unto your brother, man. You know. It says, and Onan. Wait, hold on. It says, Genesis 38 and 8. It says, and Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother. Right. So let's get where that's written in the law. Let's go to Deuteronomy, chapter 25. Right. Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 5. Deuteronomy 25 and 5. Right. It says, if brethren dwell together and one of them die, right? Just the same case that we just saw, right? Brethren dwelling together, and Onan, right? It says, and one of them died, died, the Most High killed right? It says, and have no child, right? Because didn't have no kids yet, you know? It says, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger, meaning she can't go marry who she want. She got to basically keep it in the family and marry one of them brothers that's next in line, right? She got to marry him. She got to marry one of the brothers to raise up seed unto her dead husband, man, right? It says, and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother, right? So her husband's brother, she got to marry her brother-in-law, man. It says, her husband's brother shall go in unto her, meaning he shall have sex with her, and take her to him to wife. Salaki, my bad. It says, take her unto him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her. Meaning what? He got to get her pregnant, you know? It says, and it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, right? So that firstborn child that the brother-in-law had with the dead brother's wife, you know, hey, he got to succeed in the name of that dead brother, right? So if my brother was married, you know, and he got killed, then I would have to take his woman. I would have to take his woman that he was dealing with, have sex with her, you know, get her pregnant, and that firstborn son that she has, you know, he would have to be raised up in my brother's name, to carry on my brother's lineage. That's the law of the Lord. That's the law of the Most High. That's what Onan was supposed to do, right? It says and it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel, right? So that he could be remembered, man. That his name be not put out of Israel, so don't want nobody forget him. You feel me? So his inheritance could still go into his seed line, It says, and if the man like not to take his brother's wife, so if that nigga refuse, it's consequences if you refuse, right? And back then the Levitical priesthood wasn't set up. Back then in these times the Levitical priesthood wasn't set up, because this is before that, So the Most High carried out the judgment of everything, right? It says, and if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. So she got to go up to the elders and be like, hey, he refusing to be with me. He don't want to get me pregnant to raise up seed unto his dead brother. He don't want to do that. He choosing not to. So she went up to the elders. She'll go up to the elders and do that. It says, he will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. It says, then the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him, right? So the elders go call him down, chop it up with him, be like, brother, why you choosing not to do this? Why you don't want to? Why you don't want to raise up seed unto your brother? Would you hate your brother or something? You don't want his inheritance to come into his same seed line. You don't want that. You feel me? That's an evil thing to do, man. Right? It says, where I leave off at. It says, then the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him, and if he stand to it, meaning what, he keep his same decision that he don't want to do that. It say, if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, meaning, look, I don't want that woman. I don't really want to do nothing. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. I feel that it's weird to be, fucking on my brother ex-wife and my brother dead and all that. I feel that weird. You can't refuse that though. You feel me? You got to do what the Most High say is his way or the highway, man. Right? It says, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders and loose his shoe from off his foot. Right? So she got to take his shoe from off his foot, right? It says, and spit in his face. So she got to spit in his face. After she take his shoe from off his foot, she got to spit in his face, right? And shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build up his brother's house, right? And his name shall be called in Israel the house of him that have his shoe loosed, right? And you don't want to be the house of him that had his shoe loose. You a damn shame. You a shame in Israel now. You feel me? So that's when the Levitical priesthood was set up, But back then, in the time of Ur and Onan, the Levitical priesthood wasn't set up and all of that. So the Most High carried out the judgment himself of how he wanted to do things, So it says in Genesis 38, and I'm going to jump back up to verse 8, right? It says, and Judah said unto Onan, go in unto thy brother's wife. So Onan got to carry out that duty that we just read about. He got to have sex with his brother's wife, get her pregnant, and raise up seed unto Ur, right? It says, and Onan, it says, go into thy brother's wife and marry her and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his, right? So he kind of had an uneasy feeling about it. He was like, man, I don't really want to do that. This kind of feel weird, you feel me? I ain't really trying to do that. So it said, and it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother, right? So he had a second thought. He was cramming her, and right when he was about to bust, he pulled out and bust on the floor. Instead of leaving that in her, allowing her to get pregnant, he bust on the floor. So it said, hold on, it says, and Onan knew that the seed should not be his, and it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did displeased Yahweh. So that the Most High was pissed. He wasn't really fucking. Most High wasn't fucking with that decision. You feel me? You was supposed to go ahead and bust on her, but instead you pulling out and you busting on the floor. You choosing not to raise up seed unto your brother, because that's what he is supposed to be doing, not just because he pulled out. You feel me? It says that he spilled it on the ground, and lest he should give seed unto his brother, and the thing which he did displeased Yahweh, wherefore he slew him also. So the Most High killed him too. You know, for refusing to raise up seed unto his brother. That's the reason that the Most High killed him, not just because he pulled out. You feel me? Not just because he pulled out. He killed him because he was supposed to raise up seed unto his brother. It was a purpose of him to leave his shit. I mean, to go ahead and bust up in there. It was a purpose of him to do that. You know, but he refusing to do that. You know, he running away from that purpose. The Most High wasn't dealing with that. So the Most High killed him too, man. You know, because if you're not doing the ways of the Most High, and he gonna kill you too. You know? So it's not a sin to pull out. Right? It says, then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow in thy father's house, till Shelah my son be grown. For he said, lest peradventure he die also, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. So Judah was like, you know what? Just wait till my next son grown, and he go do it right this time. You know, because that's what Onan was supposed to do. He's supposed to go ahead and bust in her and keep her as his wife, man. You know? So pulling out is not a sin. You know, the Lord said in the book of Hebrews, this will be my last one. Damn, this one went to 20 minutes. This will be my last one. In the book of Hebrews, right, chapter 13. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. It says, marriage is honorable in all things. Right? Marriageable is honor. It says, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. So what you doing with your wife in the bed, however y'all want to get freaky, if you want to pull it out, you know, or if you want to, you know, leave it in, or if you want to kind of, you know, what they say, paint her face, you know, or if you kind of want to, you know, make a picture on her back or whatever, you know, you could do that. You know, marriage is honorable in all things. But in their case, in the case of and Onan, you know, and Tamar, you know, Onan was supposed to go ahead and bust in her at least once, brother. Just go ahead and get it over with once, and you can pull out the rest of the time. You know, but you had to bust in her at least one time, you know, to raise up seed unto your brother, man. You feel me? So it says marriage is honorable in all, but the bed undefiled. Right, the bed is undefiled. You know, you can do what you want in the bed with your wife, as long as you ain't doing no weird shit and having her do nothing to you. You know, and y'all niggas know what I'm talking about, man. You know, doing as far as weird. You feel me? Having your wife do weird stuff to you. You feel me? But, you know, you can go ahead and, you know, go crazy however you want to with your wife, man. Because it say the bed is undefiled. You know, as long as you having the sex lawfully, the bed is undefiled. You can pull out. You can leave it in. You can paint faces. You know, you can do anything you want to, you know. She could, you feel me? Hey, ain't really, you know. It says, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge, right? So, hey, I just wanted to get that real quick, you know, make a quick little video on that. It's not a sin to pull out. You know, the only reason that the Most High, you know, killed Onan was because, you know, he was supposed to raise up seed unto his brother, and he refused not to. You know, being a brother hater. You know, you can't do that. Shalom.